My daughter's a survivor, and I would hate for another family to go through what we're going through.
I'm afraid to go to school this Tuesday because that's the first day of school.
It is now more than 14 weeks since those 19 children and their 2 teachers in Uvalde were taken from us. The man who could call a special session could not be bothered to call a special session to protect our kids as they enter the classroom this very week all across the state of Texas.
My hope is that my daughters get to finish high school and be alive by the time they finish high school.
5 of the worst mass shootings in U.S. history have taken place in this state in the last 5 years on Greg Abbott's watch. Those kids were not just up against that gunman and that AR-15 and those high-impact, high-velocity rounds that hit their body. They were up against a governor who would not lift a finger to prevent this from happening.
And we're hoping that our current governor, which I seriously doubt he's going to call a special session, we need to change the age from 18 to 21 to at least keep our schools safe. That's the minimum he can do for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we must replace him. We need change, or we're going to see more mass shootings like this.
Thank you for being here. That means the world to me. You don't know.
Miss it.
Thank you.
She's the one
Caitlin, that meant so much to me. We remember you, and we're fighting for you.
He's going to help us fight this. I just know this. We're a family that survived gun violence in Uvalde, Texas, and we are here supporting our Beto. He has our vote.
Because he said he stands with Uvalde.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to subscribe, click the link below.